and gentlemen, welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray.
And I'm Peggy Burton. Good morning.
Yes, you are.
Hey, you.
Hey, I'm Lauren Foster.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
It's JPL.
It's what?
JPL.
What does that mean?
Like SNL, Just Plain Living.
Oh, JPL.
I finally got it. There's nothing plain about this, is there?
No, there's really
No, not in this town, not in this where we live. This whole area around
That's
here,
right.
there's nothing
That's
at all
right.
plain.
Yeah, it's like KFC instead of Kentucky Fried.
Well, sure. Everything has to be narrowed down now.
Yeah, we don't really want to say plain.
How about if we just speak all the words?
Speak all the words?
Yeah, instead of LOL and XYZ.
I forgot.
Nobody does that anymore. Nobody does that anymore.
Well, I forgot we got John, the
Okay.
anti-technology dude.
Plain, just plain.
Yeah.
I actually wrote somebody a note
Song?
the other day. No, I mean, someone did something nice for me, and I wrote them
A real note?
yeah, I do that and put a stamp on it.
And put
Unbelievable.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Like that.
Nobody
Give
does
him
that
an
anymore, do
attaboy,
they?
Yeah, and the thing about it is you could go, I'd never thought about it because I wasn't that one of those kind of people that, I know people collect stamps,
Yeah.
but there, you can go and find some really nice looking vintage type stamps. They have stamps with movie stars, old pictures of movie stars and
Flags.
historical
Always do
type
flags.
people. You know, if you want a stamp of
Elvis.
Albert Einstein on
You
your
can do that,
thing,
that's true.
yeah. And I just think that's pretty cool. I think the stamp you put on something says something
I am
as
proud
well.
of you for sending a real handwritten note. Now the question will be, does that person that gets it have time to read it?
Yeah.
Do they even take time anymore?
I don't know.
I know. I think
Made
they
me
will,
feel
but
good.
it makes
I
you
don't,
feel
I
good,
hope
yeah.
it makes them feel good. But
That's a
It
good
will.
point,
I
Peggy.
felt real good about it.
Because I think these days it's a challenge for me to read all my emails every day. Just to get through them and make sure that.
And then these letters you get at Christmas with everybody's what they've done for the last 2 years or whatever. That is so hard to get through.
I think
Little
that it will
Bobby
be
sat on the
treasured.
big potty this week. Well, you know about it well. Hallelujah.
How about this weather, guys? With the sun shining, it's not the most beautiful day.
Today is something, and there was, speaking of emails, I've heard several things said about evidently the sunset either night before last
Last
or
was
last
pretty.
night must have been incredible. I didn't
It
get
was
to see it.
incredible.
saw
I
that
went
as well.
outside, took the time just to stare at the sunset. It was absolutely
Yeah,
awesome.
that's what's been
An
reported.
aurora borealis.
I bet it was
couldn't
really
have beat
good for you, Peggy, because by sunset, Peggy's usually on her third glass of wine.
that. They having sundowners. Passing out.
Sunset looks better with 3 glasses of wine. Yeah.
The sunset was beautiful.
Good. Well, maybe somebody will put a picture up there where I can see what it looks like.
Yeah, I
I
missed
hope
it
so.
too.
Yeah, I should have done that. I didn't think about that. I could have taken
It's
a picture.
Aureus
But you gotta
Borealis. Is that the northern lights?
Yeah, you got to
Yes.
get the picture in a hurry.
She's so
Because if
smart.
you take the time to run and get a camera, then you've lost the sunset.
Yeah,
Because it goes
yeah.
fast.
Yeah,
You have to,
it
you
really
have to
does.
capture it right then.
Us technology people usually have a camera right on our phone, right in our lap.
There you go.
All the
That's
time.
true. That's absolutely
Wow.
true.
Really? Phones have cameras on them?
Oh, yeah.
They have really good cameras on them, a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them do, actually.
But I do think your handwritten note was very, very awesome and honoring
I do too.
and
I'm
soulful.
Proud of you. I'm proud. We're not
And I
making
think the
light of that.
recipient will keep
We
it.
laugh. We are so
I have
Yeah,
a
I
whole
mean, that's okay.
chest full of letters and cards and things that were sent to me over the years. And
We got
Really?
some good people on the set today.
So you get them out every now and then and read them and stuff? Or?
yeah, every so often, like, you know, my brother died last summer. And so we needed to go through and get pictures for his memorial. And then you just go and look, oh, I remember this. Oh, that was cool. Oh, that John Gray, he was such a nice guy.
What happened then?
We're always asking that
What happened
question.
to him? Yeah.
It's been so mild. We haven't had any snow.
No.
I love it.
I know.
I don't
hope it
know.
And
stays
missed
this
a
way.
great. Evidently, we missed a great big hailstorm the other day.
I heard that.
That you know they kept saying day before yesterday, that watch out. I guess it was Monday, right? Watch out. You know it's going to be damaging winds and
Yeah.
hail and all of that, and it
My
never
son
happened.
even he called me from the Pentagon saying, "Mom, take cover." So,
Really?
he sure did, because he's always got an eye on
Your
what's
son-
going on.
That is so cool. She said, my son called me from the Pentagon.
Your son,
She got a call from the
I want to be able to
Pentagon.
say that.
your
So
son,
honestly-
you need to realize, Peggy, that your son at the Pentagon probably can see everything you do every minute of the day.
Probably.
He's probably got a microscope on you, following you
I think
around.
that's kind of nice, because I was busy working on income tax. I had no clue anything was going on. And it did thunder and lightning that
Yeah.
night, but I don't think we got a big storm.
No,
All of a sudden, you hear Bart's voice, "Mom, go to the closet."
Yeah, he's got Matt's on speed dial. Just bring me up that image of my mom's house,
We're
please.
going to have my neighbor on this set today. Did you
Who
know
is that?
Dale also.
Dale also.
I saw Dale Ossip in the audience. I didn't get to speak to him yet, but this is amazing. Little Dale Ossip is the way I remember him. But
Dale.
yeah, but he looks like he could still play basketball.
I bet he
can.
I bet he can. Yeah.
I think he
Get
does.
some of that Grecian formula and darken that hair up a little bit, and I guarantee you, he
Yeah.
could go out there right now and play with it.
Exactly.
The reason Dale is here is, we want to talk to Dale a little bit about his trip from being a little Dale Alsop and a basketball standout at Tullahoma High School, going through his college basketball career to the point that before he came over here, which now he's coaching the Tullahoma High School girls basketball team. He was the athletic director in Coffee County, and we just want to look at the roadmap and see how some of the things he's done to get him from Tullahoma back to Tullahoma.
You know,
How do you
And
get
then we
there
want
from
to talk
here?
a little bit about that Tullahoma girls basketball team,
who are
because
doing quite well this year.
doing very
Quite
well
this year.
And I
Look why.
Exactly. Because I think it's in his genes. I don't recall Dale's dad, but his older brother was a phenomenal athlete as well.
Very much so.
You ask him if his dad was a basketball player.
Ask
We'll
him if
get
it's in
there.
his genes.
we're not going to touch that, Lauren.
I'll leave that
Sorry, I was
We're not
trying
going to go there. You had to do it.
Y'all are, Rev, it's about time for some counseling.
There you go.
Tim McGee's over here. He's in the audience today. We're going to talk a little bit about Project Graduation and promote that some.
That's an
and awesome thing.
Yes, it is.
We had the Chamber of Commerce banquet was this past week, and we have some film and some interviews there. And this weekend at South Jackson.
Oh my gosh, yes. Everybody's
Huge
got to go
weekend.
buy a ticket. Eric Mintel, his quartet is so awesome. They're performing Saturday night.
Yep.
We have a champagne reception going on at 7 o'clock with Hans Baldwin's high school group that sings jazz. They're called Jazz for You. And they're
Right.
real cute, and they'll be singing during the reception. But Eric Mintel is one of the finest musicians I've ever witnessed. And I'm so proud that we're able to have Jazz on Jackson. And if we don't get an audience, we may have to stop it. So please buy your ticket and come see it.
Is that that's this weekend?
This Saturday night.
And when does that show start, Peggy?
The on-stage show starts at 8 o'clock. We open the doors at 7, and we have stuff going on.
Yeah.
The
And
museum will be
then I want you folks to know that prior to that, Michael Bush, a renowned artist, has had an exhibit at the Fine Arts Center, which is right across the street from South Jackson, called Celebrating Everything Musical, where he has taken instruments, and we've shown that on the show, and painted instruments, and then painted pictures of the painted instruments and put them right beside them. And it's very interesting. So the Fine Arts Center will be open prior to the jazz show, because that sort of fits along with what's going on, and Michael will be there, the artist will be there.
I think it's important that we let people know that we have some wonderful local musicians, don't get me wrong, but Eric Mintel's group has been all over the world. They performed at the White House, at the Kennedy Center. They've been everywhere you can imagine. And Mr. Bush, for instance, that does the art show, he is not just off the street somewhere doing his painting. He's been doing this for many years.
No, he painted in Hollywood. His career painting was as a painter in the movies, and he's the only person that painted all 4 of the shark Bruce. There were 4 of them that in the movie Jaws. And he painted on all 4 of them. He's the only one that painted on all 4.
And Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, Vicki Collinsworth, Kyle Copeland, and friends
John Cook,
are
Wires.
putting on show that it's
Smith
wonderful.
and Jones, and we have an interview. Fran interviewed Kyle and Vicky
so we'll show
this
that.
week, and we're going to show
They
that.
have a new CD out, and so we want to make sure
Voyage.
people know about that. Yeah.
Voyage. And so there's all kinds of stuff going on. And last night was
Jump right in there.
last night was the Tullahoma High School 2012 football awards banquet for the 2011 season. Quarterback Club has that every year, and it's a great event. And I just want to give you a few of the awards. We're going to have video to go with that later on. But the Ken McMurtry Award this year, the Booster Award, was given to Russell Barnett. Awarded to Russell Barnett because Ken McMurtry, for those of you who don't know Ken was a person with some health issues, but every week he would bring his truck to the football practice field, and the bed of it would either be full of cold drinks or water or Snapple or watermelons or oranges or something like that every week for those kids.
That's beautiful.
And even after his son was not involved in the program anymore, he still did that kind of stuff. So Russell Barnett got that. Now, a lot of these awards are voted for by the players, and the players' awards are special teams player was Joseph Burke, defensive line Alan Starks, defensive skill player Marcus White, offensive line Luke Frederick and Will Sharpton, offensive skill Montrell Berry and Trey Burks. Most valuable offensive player was Jared Davis. Most valuable defensive player was Cody Farr. The Coaches Awards, and that's the Lions Club Award for most versatile was Shaquille Harris. Frank Mullins Award was Luke Frederick. The Jason Few Award was Jared Davis. And the Coaches Award was Ryan Lawson. And the Wildcat Award was Cody Farr. There is another Coaches Award, which is the HMT Wildcat Award, and Alan Starks won that. And the Wildcat Web Players of the Year, offense Jared Davis, defense Alan Starks, and unsung hero Cody Farr.
Awesome.
So those are the awards that were given. Yeah. Well, they had a really good year. And Jared Davis in 3 years won 21 ball games. And John said, as far as he knows, there's not been another quarterback at Tullahoma High School who won 21 ball games.
He's an exceptional
in 3 years.
Student as well.
Yeah.
So,
And I think he's been offered a full ride to Tennessee Tech. 4.2 student.
Oh my gosh.
He and Alan Starks and Luke Frederick, and there was one other young man, all had over a 4.0 average. And played football.
I hope that's on the front page of our newspaper.
Jared played basketball and baseball as well as football.
As well. Yeah, a great kid, great athlete. Alan Starks is a young man that I'm just extremely proud of. Like Scott Chastain was saying last night, he said he went and got his car washed, and Alan was drying his car after he got his car washed, and then later on that night, about 9 o'clock, he went to Captain D's to get something to eat, and Alan served him his food. He works 2 jobs, takes AP classes, and has a 4-point-something average, and plays 2 sports. He's a basketball and football player at Tullahoma High School. And that young man,
he needs to share some energy with us.
That young man is a lot of those young men need a great big round of applause,
yes,
because
that's what it takes to be a success.
They accomplish a lot.
You got to do it all.
And one of the coaches said that Alan Stark
She's gonna kill him.
was the kid that asked more questions than anybody he had ever had. He said in one season he probably asked more questions than had ever been asked his whole career down there as a coach in 30 years. And the reason why was he wanted to be prepared.
Isn't that great?
So, good bunch of kids. We got the X. It's time to go on. Hang around, folks. We're going to have a big time today, and you're gonna learn about a lot of pretty cool things. And don't forget, if you see one of the people that you see a commercial on, stop by their store and tell them thank you, because without them, we wouldn't be here. We'll be back shortly.
Tommy Anderton and Martha Jane Barton from Traders Bank to share why our Channel 6 viewers should bank with us in 2012. Martha Jane, I've known you to be employed at Traders Bank practically all my life. What is so special about Traders that's allowed you to enjoy 52 years employment?
Tommy, there are several things that make Traders the best. At Traders, it's like family as an employee and for our customers. Each customer receives exceptional personal service. At Traders, we're flexible and timely with our responses. At Traders, we listen and accommodate.
Martha Jane, thank you for that testimonial. Our New Year's resolution is to continue treating customers like family. It's truly why so many people never bank anywhere else.
Traders Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
These are the children who had no chance. They're known as Brazil's street kids. They wander the streets dying by the thousands from drugs, AIDS, and bullets. Most of them have been abandoned, left to survive on their own. These children needed a place to go. I had to do something. So I brought it up at Rotary. People heard about what we were doing and asked how they could help. Together, we raised funds to give them a home and open the school. They're learning a trade. Now hundreds of kids have a family and a future. They're contributing to the community because Rotary believes in making things better for everyone.
Rotary is making a difference right now.
They have hope.
Rotary gives people an opportunity to help.
All right, welcome back. And this is getting ready to be fun, folks, so pay attention here. I've been trying to get this done for about a month or so or longer and finally put it together. I'm sitting up here with the Tullahoma High School girls basketball coach, my buddy Dale Alsop. I wanted to say Dale Phelps because we were talking about Coach Phelps before we came on the air. But this young man right here is one of those guys that on the athletic floor and on the athletic field, you know, you see some people every now and then. Bobby Majors could do this. When I watched Bobby Majors run, it was almost like it was in slow motion because he was so fluid. And you moved like that on the basketball court when we were in school. Very fluid. But it looked easy. It looked easy to you.
Well, that's somewhat of a big comparison. I was nowhere near the athlete Bobby Majors was, and your memory probably doesn't serve you very well, like most of us. But you remember what we want to. But I thank you for that compliment and for the kind memory that you do have of that,
Coach. And
to say this, being called Dale Phelps is kind of an honor by any means. Being compared to him in any way, he was my basketball coach, and I think the world of him. And believe it or not, my accountant was Russ Bricken a few years ago, and we were sitting there talking. He says, "Do you know how much you remind me of Dale Phelps?" And I said, that's just what he would have said, at that time. And I thought, well, I still take that as a compliment too.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Well, you now have come back home after
we had our 45th
years.
high school reunion this year. 45th. In fact, you were over there with us.
Yeah. 45 years to be the girls basketball coach at Tullahoma High School.
Yeah.
How does that trip happen from a skinny, fluid, good shooting young man at Tullahoma High School, headed to college, and 45 years later you're coaching girls basketball in Tullahoma?
Well, you want the long version or the short version?
Well, they probably want us to have the semi-short version, medium-range version, because we do want to talk about your girls basketball team.
Well, when I got out of high school, I had the opportunity to play college basketball in Nashville at Belmont. Went and that changed my life completely. I was going to Vietnam. I hadn't given any thought to college. I just was like so many kids that are not very smart, and I wasn't. I thought we were going to go there and we're going to whip the communists, so to speak.
Right,
Everybody said,
right.
we're going to do that, and I wanted to be part of it. I had the opportunity to play college basketball, and so I didn't go. And, you know, like I say, that was a big change in my life. And once I got into college, here again, I wasn't very knowledgeable of what was going on in the world. Wasn't very mature in how to handle life. But I thought, hey, I'm playing college basketball, I'm supposed to coach. Well, when I got out, I got a job coaching at the Coffee County system. I had no desire to come back to Tullahoma to coach, no desire to come back and live, per se, in Tullahoma. And that reason being that as far as living in town, I'm kind of a country boy, got horses, and my wife and I have a farm and spend a lot of time with outdoors and animals. You can't do that in the city limits, obviously, so that was the reason for not living here. But I really didn't want to work here because, to me, Tullahoma has always been the perfect place, John. I have no regrets of looking back anything that ever went on here. You know, great education, great athletics that I was so involved in, and to me it was just something that I want to be close, I want to live in the area, but I didn't want to be here. And that's probably why over all the years that I never applied for a job here, or never, some people had talked to me at times before, and I never took it seriously because I just didn't want to be here.
Right,
I wanted to have those memories to be perfect. So I coached for a couple of years, and when I coached for a couple of years, I kind of realized I don't think this is what I want to do. And ended up going to AEDC, worked out there for about 12 years, and I guess maybe after I grew a little bit and slowed down a little bit, because when I first got out of school I was still so involved. Again, it's a maturity thing, and wanting to play ball, wanting to referee basketball, wanting to be involved in kids' youth growing up. Whether it was baseball or basketball or any type of youth program, church, that I just wasn't settled enough to be a coach, I didn't think, and I didn't have the burning desire. And then I had the opportunity to come out and help someone and be an assistant coach, and I absolutely loved it. Yeah. Still no desire to be a head coach, so to speak. Did that for a little bit at Manchester, went back to Belmont and worked for about 10 years down there in administration, not coaching, in athletics. Came back to Manchester as an assistant coach for 3 years with someone who played for me. Was there. He became a head coach, and then was athletic director for the last 5 years I was over there. Retired, and as it happened, Tullahoma lost their girls basketball coach right after school started. Coach Mathis knew that I wasn't doing anything, and he gave me a phone call on a Friday afternoon. And I talked for a little bit, and I got off the phone and looked at my wife and said, "You're not going to believe what this is. You're not going to believe what that phone call was."
What have I done?
And so I tell her, and I told Jerry, I said, "Hey, I'll come see you Monday and we'll talk about it." I don't even know why I told him that. But my wife made this comment to me, was, "Dale, you've avoided this all of your life, go do it." Yeah. She's always told me you ought to be a head coach. Whether she knows or not, it's irrelevant. She said, "You ought to be a head coach. You ought to be a head coach." And you never want to be.
Those horses do exactly what you tell them to do.
Yeah.
Children will have to work the same way.
And she said, you never want to go back to Tullahoma where you ought to be. Because I truly love the place. Well, I went in on Monday and talked to Jerry, and absolutely, without a doubt, I can say I'm right where Dale Lawson's supposed to be at this point in his life.
Wonderful.
It has been great from so many standpoints, from seeing you, from getting cards from people that I hadn't seen in forever. "Hey, glad you're back." That type of encouragement has been wonderful. The administration at the high school has been wonderful. The teachers up there that I've been around, and I don't teach, so I'm not there every day, all day. I just coach, but I try to go in at lunch, have lunch, see the kids, see some of the faculty, and being part of the community, and have just been received so well. Just been so gracious, and the support's been great, and you couldn't ask for a better bunch of kids. And I know most coaches say that, and most coaches mean that when they say that, but it is absolutely true.
Well, and you're having some success with your team. Tell us a little bit about the 2011-2012 Tullahoma Wildcat girl basketball team.
Well, we're struggling as far as the win-loss record goes. I guess I'm fortunate in my age that when I say that winning isn't everything, I absolutely mean it. I might have said that when I was 25, but probably didn't mean it. Hey, because that's what all coaches say, but probably didn't mean it. Now, when we go in, I have some goals for these kids, and they are really not basketball related per se. Now, I hope they come out in the wins, because kids, and so much of the community, kids will measure success by wins and losses. You know, I don't. My successes are when I see a kid improve one day to the next, or something you've been telling a kid for 6 weeks, and all of a sudden they do it.
Right.
When I tell the kids we're going to be better today than we were yesterday, and we're going to be better tomorrow than we were today. And I don't mean basketball when I say that. I've got 2 sets of sisters on my ball club, and when I make those statements, I look at those and I say, and I'm talking about being a better sister.
Yeah.
I'm talking about being...
It's about life.
Yeah, I'm talking about being a better daughter. Yeah. I'm talking about me being a better father, and my kids are 35 years old, you know, that, and you just want to do
How's
better.
that going, by the way?
It's
still there. Once a father, you're a father till it's over with, aren't you?
It makes you scratch your head when you're at my age and get in from Columbia the other night at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're in a car at 6 o'clock the next morning going to see your grandson play basketball in Huntsville.
There you go.
Wait a minute, well, I shouldn't be doing one of these, but it is great, and I've been blessed so much with good health and able to go and staying active, and life is just real good right now being in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Dale, thanks for coming back, buddy. And thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you,
realize that anything we can do to help you, we're right here for you. We'll put your face out in front of them anytime you want it.
Well, I'll make a good target.
Okay, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you, John.
Folks, we'll be right back after these messages.
And I'm Mike Thompson, and we own Thompson Ford in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Lori and I bought the dealership back. It's on Highway 55. Same dealership that we had for 10 years. Look forward to serving you for another 10. Thank you to the community. Thank you for allowing us to be here for the last 15 years. Thank you for having us raise our family here.
Thank you for all your support.
It's been a great place. It's a great place to live. Look forward to living here. Put me in the ground here. I'd be proud to do it. God bless America, and God bless Tennessee.
Our office used to look like this, but now with My Paper-Free Office from R.J. Young, it's easy. We've made all of our files electronic and stored them in our virtual filing cabinet, which gave us tons of space. And Bob here, a big promotion. Melissa can pull files in minutes and spends hours on Facebook. And Kyle's confidential files stay confidential.
We're not totally paper-free, right?
My Paper-Free Office from R.J. Young. It's that easy.
Good can overcome. That is where your contributions to the Salvation Army go.
Most wonderful parts of my job at South Jackson Civic Center is helping promote the performing arts. And today I'm so honored and thrilled to be with 2 great friends, Vicki Collinsworth and Kyle Copeland, who will be performing at South Jackson on January 29th at 2 o'clock. That's Sunday, January 29th at 2 o'clock, when they will come on our stage with their brand new CD, Voyage. And thank you all for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. I wanted to get a little background with you on your musical evolution, your journey. Vicki, you've told me that you grew up hearing only classical music. You were not even allowed to hear rock and roll or top 40. It was strictly a classical home. You were brought up in it. Tell us about that. What were your early influences?
Well, the classical literature was certainly prominent in our house, but I think a lot of the reason we didn't listen to other venues was that was all we were introduced to. They didn't really appreciate the others. It's not that they didn't want us to watch it, but so it infiltrated our lives. Went to bed hearing classical music, woke up hearing it because my mom was a music teacher. And so it kind of got instilled in me at an early age and all the way through college. So.
Well, when did you first start playing piano?
I was 7. I begged at 5, but they
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was pretty long ago. It's about, I don't know, 68 years ago, but it's they held me off because my sister was taking. She's 4 years older than I am, and she's just a marvelous musician. And I think when anybody has siblings in their home that are good musicians, you really aspire to be that yourself, and it really pushes you in momentum.
So you started formal lessons at 7?
Yes.
I bet you were already composing though before that time.
Not really. I think
decomposing.
Yeah, that's what they said.
I think a lot of kids, when they hear things they like on the radio, they try to, to do that. In my case, it was church music. I try to, hear things in my ear and do that. My mom had an organ. She was an organist at the church. And I would sit and play and do concerts on Saturday for all my friends. Started at an early age, nobody was there much.
So you started entertaining and decomposing at an early age?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
When did you write your first tune?
Oh, not till 2008.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've always improvised. There's a difference between decomposing and improvising, but I think that the journey of composition has not started until late in life. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that is, as a musician, you have these directions that you head, especially a working musician. I've always been a church musician, and that's always been, the heart of my soul. And then taking church music gigs and everything, you don't really have time to sit there and do things of that nature until there's a certain season in your life where you're sitting there thinking, okay, what do I do next?
And then you have time, and I know in the years I've been acquainted with you that you have blossomed musically, and you have started composing to the point it's just coming out of every pore, and it's so wonderful. It's not, well, it is a little contagious too, isn't it? But it's just awesome to me how you have all this music in you, and sometimes you can't get it down fast enough, and it's really incredible.
I think as a composer at heart, which, I think you think you're born that way possibly, especially when you meet others that have the same ability and that can enhance your composing, it gets exciting and you get more ideas. And that's what the Voyage has been. It's just been, it's definitely a collaborative effort.
Right. Well, let's find out about Kyle now. I've known Kyle for, I guess, all my life. And Kyle, when did you start playing? Were you beating on pots and pans in your mother's kitchen?
No, I don't think so.
In rhythm?
No, I don't think so. I think the first time I played was like 13. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Drew Henson got a set of drums, and I went over to his house and started playing his drums.
Did you? And were you just hooked right then?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But, it took a little while to get started good. But yeah, and then playing in garage bands and all that stuff, as you know.
Right. Well, now, are you self-taught, or did you ever have formal lessons?
I did have lessons later in life from a few really good guys. As a matter of fact, I took some lessons recently from a guy named Chester Thompson that plays with Genesis and Phil Collins. So he's a really great drummer up in Nashville. And another guy named Wayne Killius that's a great drummer that lives up there. Those are the two main guys that I took lessons from. Yeah.
Well,
I was too old to learn anything, so they gave up.
Never, ever give up. But I've also come to know that you play much more than percussion. Tell us about that. You're a string player too?
I play some guitar and a little mandolin and whatever's laying
bass?
Yeah, a little bass.
Every instrument known to make
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
When you all do your performance at South Jackson, you're going to call on some other local talent. Hillary, Bevels, and
John Cook is on guitar and some percussion, and Jonathan Wires, great upright bass player that's from Murfreesboro, is going to play with us, and Josh Collinsworth, son of this thing, is going to play some percussion. And
which he was his teacher. So.
That's all. Oh no, Todd Nichols is a great wind player. He's going to play clarinet and flute.
Well, it sounds like you're just going to have a wonderful group of friends and musicians all playing together. Yeah. Well, now tell us a little bit about Voyage and how it came to be.
Well, let's see. When this is 2012. So when she started writing, we were playing some together, and so it was okay. It's got this great tune. I'll play some drums to it. All right, let's start recording this stuff. So it just kind of goes from there, and then she was prolific. So one tune leads to the next. She wrote out of the 15 tunes that are on here. She wrote all but one. One.
No, and there's. You wrote 2 or 3 of them?
Two. I wrote part of 2. So I get a little idea on guitar, and it's about 3 cents worth, and she takes it back home and brings $100,000 worth of it back. So I got 3 notes. How about these 3 notes? And then she fleshes it out.
Oh, and does she ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she's got these influences that keep popping up in different ways. So if she feels like writing a classical piece, that comes out. If she wants to do a New Orleans piece, that comes out. So it's pretty diverse, and I tried to help that along with whatever I had laying around in the drum room to record.
Well, I think too, as a composer, the more music you listen to and the more genres you become exposed to, the more your writing develops. And he has certainly introduced me to things I'd never heard as a kid growing up, and which would just kind of give my mind places to go from, and then also has the ability to enhance what I hand him in that direction, because I'm a little unsure sometimes of, I haven't heard a lot of what he heard growing up thousands of years ago.
Back in the dark ages and the caves of Tullahoma.
Yeah. So you've heard of Jethro Tull, right? No. Have you heard of Stone Rolling Stone? No.
Wherever they are, there's music, and it's just so wonderful. So we encourage everybody to come and be part of the voyage. My passport's ready. So, you can get your passport at South Jackson, your ticket into the voyage concert. There will be general seating. We just ask you to come. The doors will open about 1:30 on Sunday afternoon, the 29th. And we will have a baby grand piano on the stage. So I know Vicky's just going to play it for all it's worth. And Kyle and these other great musicians will be there to offer their talents. And I can hardly wait. And it's just going to be marvelous.
It's just it's a casual concert. It's, come as you are for sure.
Very casual. So come see us at South Jackson. Thanks so much.
Citizens Tri-County Bank has the checking, loans, savings, and traditional banking services you want. Plus free internet banking and bill pay, bank your change, Visa gift card, and lots more state-of-the-art banking services. We focus on the service and services you want. So you can bank when, where, and how you want. At our offices or from just about anywhere. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you'll ever need.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
This is for my daddy and the chips. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what's so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
At Charter, we're connecting military families with free webcams and the fastest, most reliable internet speeds. Get your webcam at charter.com/canyousee.
I miss you, Daddy.
Welcome back to Just Plain Living. I said the whole thing, not JPL. Just Plain Living. I'm Lauren Foster, and I am with Joanne Fan from the Leadership Bedford class of 2012.
Yes,
I said it perfectly.
You did.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Now, you have some really great and important things to tell us about today, including your program and our artist. And will you introduce our artist?
Mr. Jerry Ward,
Jerry
Shelbyville's
Ward.
own.
Okay. And we have an awesome painting over here that Jerry's going to talk to us about a little bit. But explain to me about the Pinnacle Leadership Program and tell me how that works.
Leadership Bedford is a function of the Chamber of Commerce in Shelbyville, Bedford County, and every year we have a class. You can apply for the class, and we wish we had more participation, and hopefully that will be a result of this program. But you go through the class, and each class is charged with developing a project that they complete before graduation in April. Our project this year, there's 8 members in my class, and we decided after we looked at the Chamber of Commerce building, it just needed a little revamping, a little updating. And Jerry assisted us with our paint choices and floor choices and things like that. But then the real prize came when he decided to do artwork for us.
Oh, that's
so
incredible.
It's wonderful.
So what's the actual purpose of the class to begin with before the project, and who can participate in that?
Anybody. There is a youth class, and they've got about 20 in that youth class this year. Those are juniors from the school systems, and then anybody that lives in Bedford County can be a part of the class. They go through it. There's a small fee, but well worth it. We spend about 8 or 9 class days where we visit industry, just all functions of Bedford County that pertain to leadership. And believe it or not, several of our officials in Bedford County have gone through this program, and they're a result of the Leadership Bedford class. It's where you learn leadership.
Very interesting.
And all about our county.
So more effective and more competent leaders and members of our community. Awesome.
Right.
Okay, so tell me what was actually the problems when you got to the Chamber of Commerce. How were you able to define what exactly needed to be changed? Whichever of you wants to answer.
Could I answer?
Absolutely.
What I saw immediately was we were in a locked-in time zone of the 60s. It's a 60s building, but it just simply, as they say, needed updating, and a lot of confusion taken. You took down draperies and all kinds of stuff. In other words, we cleaned out and brought it back to simplistic lines of the 60s. It's a beautiful building, but it was overpowered by too many personal things from people, perhaps gifts, what have you. So, I think Joanne feels the same as I, that when functions go on there, it's the people that's the most important, not things and not draperies and not bad floor coverings and things that are, we just simplified. That was it. And then I came into play because the Chamber has been very kind and gracious to me over the years with shows and things. They've never refused. And I thought, well, it's payback time. And so we knew we needed artwork because that's what Joanne wanted. And what room is it that what's the
community
meeting room.
And then we were able to move on to the lobby as well, and that's where this beautiful painting hangs.
Yeah. Okay. And so I thought, it's time that I pay back to the community and do some drawings. So I drew quick sketches, kind of almost a Picasso technique, simple lines of the buildings on the square. I live in one on the square. And so I rendered 10 of those. They were framed and hung on the wall. And then I did the painting for the main hall, the abstract there, and then I added a sculpture, a rock sculpture, but it's stolen.
It's stolen?
The rest of the story now.
That's right.
Oh, it was stolen before you put it in the chamber.
That's right.
I think we actually have a picture of that, Philip, if you want to bring it up.
I went to Duck River. And of course, it's like fruit at the end of the limb. It's always at the end.
Right.
Well, that one stone that I wanted was on the island in the river. It had just rained and it was soft and squishy, but I knew I had to have that rock. I looked at all the rocks around Duck River in the Fisherman's Park area. And so I got that rock, and I was out of breath and nearly killed myself, and I can't swim.
How much does it weigh? It's a pretty big rock.
It's about 35, 40 pounds.
Yeah, I'm not going to lug a 35-pound rock through mud.
Yeah, I know it. So I composed, so to speak, a sculpture, a rock on a black base, and put mineral oil and did all this treatment to it, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, there it is. Yeah. See, it's rounded. I wanted rounded edges because when rocks are in a river, you know, the edges are rounded by the turbulence and so forth. They're not squared corners.
Right.
So that's
we also have this awesome painting that you were going to kind of explain to us. We're going to get an education and abstract art as well.
Okay.
If you want to come on over.
I would. Thank you. Thank you. I first think,
is this the title?
That's the title. Yeah, Bedford County Line. You're absolutely right. And I first think realistically, my subject matter, which I did, and then I like to take the realistic and break it apart into an abstract. I know that's meaningless to a lot of people, but I tried to embed the Bedford County line or the Bedford County shape. That's first. And then all the elements of Bedford County, from this could possibly be a tree, it could be a telephone pole with a line coming across. I did the line across because of the title and the line around the edges because of the title, but I had to have a center of interest. This just somewhat draws the line, draws you into the painting. And so I tried to represent with color and texture. This represents perhaps the water or the river. This is maybe harvest, the land of harvest of wheat. I don't know much about that, but it's the earth tones in the autumn, and this represents the earth tones, the soil, this the grass. But the fun thing is perhaps the sky, perhaps a stone. I've had numerous things that people see in this painting, and even a musician saw this as part of a musical instrument. Well, I know a musician who lives nearby me. Naturally, that's what he saw. So it's whatever you want it to be pretty much, but it's the elements of Bedford County, so to speak, that I tried to embed in this painting.
Now, so everything that you're telling us about this painting applies to any kind of abstract art, or
That's
really
right.
any kind of
That's
art
right. For me, it does. You know, what comes to my mind is Picasso, and most all of us are familiar with Picasso's work. Some may like it. I don't like all of it, but Picasso started in a realistic approach. He could paint every leaf on a tree, but he said his statement was, I had to learn to paint as a child. And that's very difficult. You have to become a child to do this, and the way they think, because a child expresses artwork, they're very free with their brushes or crayons or whatever they're using. So that's what I try to, that's the frame of mind that I have to get into before I can paint an abstract.
You let go of all the restrictions of adulthood and
forget
society
all the
and
rules,
all that. Okay.
you know, and that's just how it comes together.
Now, this painting, as we talked about, is an integral part of the revitalization of the Chamber building. Was that in your mind when you chose the colors?
Right. Well, one color, or colors in particular, we had this kind of bad Formica on a counter, but we just couldn't afford to change it. There was no need to really, but it works now. So that's why I introduced these tones of turquoise, teal, robin egg blue, all of these tones.
In order to be able to coordinate with the existing Formica that you were stuck with. Okay?
And you may not be able to pick up on camera, but this is all the same red, but the reds change, and every color changes depending on the neighbor color.
Okay.
Sometimes it's brighter, sometimes it's not.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, I was so engrossed that I didn't realize that we were out of time.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for being with us. This really is a beautiful work of art. Thank you also for being with us,
Thank you for having us.
And y'all stay with us. We'll have more of Just Plain Living right after this.
There's one place women of all ages can find the care they need. The Women's Center at Harton Regional Medical Center. We're a full-service women's center with comprehensive obstetrical and gynecological surgery. Our excellent customer satisfaction rate is a reflection of our commitment to excellence. To serve you even better, we've now remodeled our facility. Our family-friendly birth center features private labor, delivery, and recovery suites. For every stage of your life, we're there for you. The Women's Center at Harton Regional Medical Center.
Get Tullahoma's news first, fast, and free with Tullahoma's News Leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Jimmy and Jenny bring you local weather, sports, community calendar events, birth announcements, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Tullahoma's news, get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at The Main Event today.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Welcome back to Just Plain Living. I'm on the set today with Reverend Tim McGehee from Grace Baptist Church. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Peggy. How you doing? Good to be here.
Alex Floyd from Tullahoma High School, a senior, ready to graduate before we know it.
Oh, yes,
and our big project today is to talk about project graduation. And I think I'll just let you, Tim, tell us what that is about, what it means.
Well, in 1979, there were several tragedies in the Oxford area of Maine, and they were all related to drugs and alcohol, and it was all around the commencement time period, the graduation time period. So the people in the schools and the communities decided to start something as an alternative to a night of drinking, drugs, and driving. And they came up with the idea of Project Graduation.
And it's been going on ever since?
And by 1986, it was happening in all 50 states.
That's wonderful.
And Tullahoma, this is our 17th year to do this. And this is a safe night. They'll just be locked in at the school graduation night. And they'll be able to play games, eat. There's a live band. There's activities all night long, giveaways, prizes. And it'll be a safe environment for them.
And I'm going to guess it's not an inexpensive endeavor. It takes a lot of money, doesn't it?
It does take a lot of money. They tell us that to be successful, we need to raise about $50,000.
And so, Alex, you know a little bit about some of the fundraisers.
Yes,
ma'am. You want
ma'am.
to tell us a few things that are going on to help raise money?
Well, definitely. We have a little bit for everything, actually. We have our chili dinner on Friday.
That's this week, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, during the basketball game from 5 to 7. And then after that, on Saturday.
Where will that be? In the cafeteria?
Yes, ma'am, just
okay,
in the cafeteria.
High school, Tullahoma High School.
On Saturday, we have our prom dress sale for people who can't
Sounds interesting.
People who can't go buy, you know, a new dress. But one thing we're doing this year differently is we're also doing premier jewelry. So it's not only for the girls this year. A man can come down, buy an early Easter present, Valentine's present, you know, anything.
That's a clever idea.
You got to get something for the ladies.
And this premier evening, I mean, this dress thing, is people are bringing dresses maybe that have been worn but are still
yes, ma'am. One time,
new,
yeah.
probably worn one time. I think that's an awesome idea. Did y'all do that last year?
We did the prom dress sale last year, but we didn't do the jewelry.
That's a really good idea, and I hope that goes well. And the chili supper tickets are only $5.
Yes, ma'am.
And you'd show up at 5 o'clock. Can you buy the ticket there, or do you need to buy a ticket?
You can buy the
ahead of
ticket
time?
there.
Okay, so I think you need to take advantage of that. And one thing I'd like to say is whether you're going to go or not, buy a ticket. Because it's a great cause.
You did.
I did.
You did.
I want everybody to know that. Allie Edwards is graduating this year, and Emily Williams. They're students of mine, and I have so much faith in the fact that you all do this project. Some more projects that you'll be doing that you want to talk about?
Well, one that I really like this year is called Sponsor a Senior, and it's for people who can't exactly afford to pay the $20 just to go to project graduation, but no one should just have that taken away from them, because this is our last night to hang with all of our friends that we've made over the last 4 years in a safe environment. So to pay $20, you can send a senior to project graduation, and they won't have to pay anything. They can just go.
Any notion of how many seniors might need some financial aid on that?
Well, according to our school, if you go by the free lunch kind of thing, many kids at our school are under the poverty line.
So there are many that need this money, and so I'd say get out your checkbook right now and write a check to project graduation. Take it up to the high school and turn it in.
Oh, yes,
and it'll go to a good cause. I know you're selling bricks. Tell me a little bit about the bricks.
Well, there's a little park at the high school, and you can purchase a brick for the cost of $50 for the size of a brick, and you can get up to 3 lines of engraving. You can do that in honor of somebody, in memory of somebody, to say thank you, to maybe just put your child's name that's graduating, and it is going to be put in the sidewalk there over there at the high school. $50, great way to remember people.
Put in as they're sold, or they have a certain time that they will organize it?
I imagine that we will be selling those bricks till April the 1st, and I imagine after April 1st they'll be put down.
Put them down probably before graduation.
Yes, ma'am.
$50 is not a bad gift to remember someone forever. I know that anytime I go someplace and I see the memorial bricks, I go around and read those. And the person doesn't have to be dead. Remember that. It's just in memory of a student or in memory of a parent. It doesn't matter who, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they have to have attended Tullahoma High School?
Oh, no, it can be anybody.
It can be anybody.
You can have one for your dog.
That's a great idea. How come you, Alex, personally decided to be on this in this group for Project Graduation?
Well, I like what Project Graduation stands for. A lot of kids have a kind of bad sense about Project Graduation, thinking that, oh, they're going to lock us in a room and we're going to have to play little kid games. Well, it's not about that. It's about being around the people who you've made an everlasting relationship with for the last 4 years in a safe environment, instead of going out and drinking and driving and getting into a car wreck. And thankfully, I have had no kids die out of my senior class through my whole 4 years.
I think that is wonderful. And I do know that it has happened in the past that we've lost loved ones due to just a tragic happening. And we
normally,
don't want that to happen here.
Normally what's bad is it's normally not the high schooler's fault. If you look back to the bracelet I wear, remember Alyssa?
Yeah.
She was just sitting in the car and the carbon monoxide got to her. If you look back to Sarah Rudolph, she was driving and a drunk driver hit her. I mean, it's just...
That's the horror. That's the horror. Don't drink and drive, for heaven's sakes.
And we're trying to prevent all that, you know, by this alternative.
And everybody I've ever known that went to Project Graduation said it was awesome.
Oh, it is.
And said they had a wonderful time, and I think that speaks...
The kids come home with cash and gifts and
I love that.
memories, you know.
Memories for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's all over. The diploma's in your hand. You're done with all that, and you're fixing to go into a new life. Project Graduation. I think that you all will accept any donation, and I know you have probably some sponsors already, and I just encourage people to call the high school. Just 454, what did we say?
2620.
2620, good for you. 454-2620, and just say you want to make a donation to Project Graduation and someone will put you in the right direction, or you can run by the high school and write a check.
And Peggy, we'd like to thank all the corporate sponsors that have helped us so far. Many more businesses will still help us in the future, but we thank all those businesses that have just sent us checks out of the goodness of their heart.
And I hope we'll continue that. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Good luck in graduation. Thanks, Tim,
Thanks,
for
Peggy.
coming. We'll be back with more of Just Plain Living.
Hello, this is J.D. Oliver from the Smokehouse on Mount Eagle Mountain. Me and my sisters Nancy and Betsy would like to thank you all for your continued support. This year we're celebrating our 50-year anniversary at the Smokehouse. In conjunction with our 50-year celebration, we are bringing Music on the Mountain every Saturday night, 7 p.m. till 10 p.m., featuring the best of Nashville. We have had some wonderful singers, hit songwriters, and Nashville's rising stars have taken the stage. Come out this Saturday night and every Saturday night through the end of the year. Make it a date night or bring the whole family. Help us celebrate 50 years in the community. Music on the Mountain is free every Saturday night at Jim Oliver's Smokehouse.
Hey, this is Sean Mayer. I'd like to invite everybody out to the Smokehouse every Saturday night for great music and awesome food.
Thank you very much, y'all.
Some people think that pressing their on-demand button will cost money or make their house explode or something. Of course, neither of these things is true. On-demand is just a way to access thousands of free movies and TV shows. The code to blow up a house is actually channel up, channel down, 2*77.
On demand, thousands of free movies and TV shows on your schedule, and nothing bad.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now our Ambassador of the Year for the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce, who is also one of our colleagues here at Charter. She is the with Charter Business, Kimberly Lush. Kimberly, congratulations,
Well,
great award.
Thank you. It was a great accomplishment. It's very exciting. So.
What does one have to do? I kind of know what the ambassadors do, but and I know you guys work hard. But maybe you ought to just tell us what the ambassadors do, and then our audience can identify with why with your award that you got here for.
Well, in 2011, there were approximately 40 ambassadors for the Tullahoma Chamber, and basically we act as a hood ornament for the chamber. We promote joining the chamber, and we also go out once a month and do what we call pop-in visits to actual members that are with the chamber, and we visit those members just to let them know that we're here for them and all that the Tullahoma Chamber does and what their membership includes. So we do that, and then we go to all the ribbon cuttings that we possibly can. We volunteer for committees. So I helped with the Christmas parade. So any type of volunteer things that are structured by the chamber, and we actually get points for those. Those ambassadors get points, and so the ambassador that has the most participation at the end of the year with the most points is the ambassador of the year.
Oh, okay. So there's actually a scoring system involved.
Yes, there is a scoring system.
Yeah.
And so some of us ambassadors are very competitive, and so it's really a race to the end. So, and there'll be a few ambassadors that are neck and neck, and I know some days I act like a ping pong ball from Tullahoma to Manchester, going back and forth, because I may, have an appointment over there with the business and then come back to go to a ribbon cutting or an open house or something that you would earn a point for. And I kind of made that my goal this past year. My professional goal was to be an ambassador of the year, so I'm very excited.
Really?
Yes, it was my goal.
Yeah.
I believe in setting goals.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to figure out what my next goal is going to be. I know that should have already been set probably, but I was still focused on the Ambassador of the Year goal. So
that is phenomenal, because this is such a far cry. Now, there are a lot of people who are pretty active in the Chamber of Commerce. There are others who sit on the sidelines, kind of like me, and are members, but really don't do a lot. So when you talk about being the ambassador, that's a great thing that you guys are doing, and particularly when you can be the Ambassador of the Year. So.
Right. Well, Tullahoma Chamber has a wonderful chamber. They truly care about the community. They truly care about growing businesses, and they give you a good jumping off point to do that. However, it's like anything else you do, you get back what you put into it.
Right.
So if you're willing to volunteer some, help them out, you're going to get that back tenfold. People see you in the community, they see you at these chamber functions, and they start to know you as a pillar of the community or a part of the Tullahoma Chamber. So they also know what you do for business. So that's it's been a great way for me to get the word out that I work for charter business, and that we can save local businesses money. That way they can influence our community in other areas by not paying so much for communications.
Exactly. Exactly. I was just sitting here as you were describing what the duties and responsibilities of the ambassadors are. I was just thinking that I bet that fits in well with your work with charter. So.
Yes, it does. Charter, even though we're a national company, we do employ over 60 individuals here in this county, directly and indirectly. We actually have a subcontractor company that installs all of our new business or new residentials. And so we actually are here in this community. We're located in Tullahoma. We're at 215 Industrial Boulevard.
Exactly.
And there are people that don't want to do business over the internet, that do not want to call into an 800 number. They want a local rep, and that's why Charter has employed people like myself to be that forefront person for Charter.
Right.
So I actually work for Charter Business, but Devin and Sarah and Michelle at the front counter are always very helpful with residential issues.
I got to tell you what, I didn't know them by name, but there are some really, really nice folks out there, and they really go out of their way to help you with your issues.
Yes. So at any time, you have a question about charter business services or even residential services and rates, any of the girls at the front counter can help you. If they don't know a rate about charter business, because they actually work for Charter Residential, then they'll certainly pick up the phone and call me, and at that time we'll set an appointment to meet. So.
Yeah, and and I would advise you just go by and see them every now and then, because I went out there one time a couple of years ago because I needed my box changed out, and while I was there, they advised me of some new deals that I wasn't aware about. I ended up saving money, getting more service, and they're just really great.
It's not always about the upsell. We really enjoy speaking to the customers, residential and business, and seeing if there's another promotion. A lot like the cell phone companies, they offer different promotions, and you may be up and ready to roll into another promotion that's actually cheaper than what you currently have.
Right.
So please don't hesitate to stop by and see us out at Charter, because we would love to speak to you about your phone, internet, or television products to see if there's something we can help you with.
And on the business side, I think, Kimberly, you'll actually go out and see somebody if they give you a call.
Yes, absolutely, because a business customer is structured a lot different than a residential customer. We work on their schedule, and we would love the opportunity to save any Tullahoma customers, Fayetteville, Shelbyville. That's all my territory. Manchester, Tullahoma, and everything in between, Monteagle, Swanee. Those are all my territories, and if there's a business out there that would like to just take a look at their communication cost, there's no obligation, but I can tell you this, if we can't save you money, we will give you a free $100 gift card because we are sure that we can save you money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the newest promotion. Just give me 15 minutes of your time, and if I can't save you money, I'll give you a $100 gift card.
Folks, that's every reason in the world to give Kimberly a call because I hope you heard what she just said. If they can't save you money, they'll give you a $100 gift card. They're that confident they can save you some money.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. And you might tell us how can people reach you if they're interested in looking?
It's 931-472-8708.
All right. Kimberly, thank you so much for coming by today. Congratulations once again, Ambassador of the Year for the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce. We'll be right back in just a moment, folks, right after this.
Serving you as a local firefighter. Proudly served our country in the United States Air Force. Serving Tullahoma. Helping our kids.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop. Your comfort is our service. We'd like to thank Tullahoma for the privilege of serving your heating and cooling needs.
How can toys like these lead to a 6-year-old's death and leave another child permanently brain damaged? Because they're not toys at all. A safety message from your local fire department and this station.
Oh, there's my cat. Should I put her away?
Lighten it up a little bit.
How's this? Great.
Good. There we go.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weakley, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
All right, we got 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Somebody.
Am I supposed to count down?
Yeah, I think so.
Eric Mintel. Vicky
Saturday
and Kyle,
night,
Sunday.
Oh, Gaelic Storm, February 2nd. That's next week.
And the Stephen Gallagher's band is going to play in the lobby. Yes, sort of like opening.
Yes.
Gaelic Storm.
Going to be a good show.
There's so much going on.
So much.
The Chamber Banquet was this past weekend, and we got all kinds of video of awards and fun and everything. And I think that's.
And I need to say, Project Graduation. You can go on Facebook and send money to Project Graduation.
Project John.
Show, everybody.
Project John and Jim. You can go online.
There you go.
We'll see you next week.
Send money.
All right, we got to go. Bye-bye. We'll see you next time.
We're at the top of our world in our career. A short career and not very successful career, but we're at the top of it. It's quite honest. Well, I think we were picked to do this because we were highly intelligent, suave, debonair. I've been told nobody else could do it. It'll be our charm, our charisma, good looks, masculinity, coiffures. No one else can do it. Could be our superior community standing. You're a former teacher, a very successful coach, a booming realtor. I made 2 before salesman and then to be banker. nobody else would do it. Not our intelligence. No. Communication skills. No. Nobody else would do it.
Folks, here we are with Eugene London, and he is the outgoing president of the Chamber of Commerce. Eugene, you've had a good year.
It's been a wonderful year. It's not because of me, but because of the people.
And lots been accomplished. Seems like the city's rolling along pretty good right now.
We set some targets. We aimed high. We didn't really hit the bullseye, but we destroyed that target. Revenues are up. We're filling the buildings. Unemployment is down. I mean, we can't ask for any more.
Well, I know that you've had a hand in a whole lot of it, and the city of Tullahoma appreciates you for what you've done.
Well, I wouldn't say a hand, maybe a hand clap, because I applaud the people that participated. All I did was think outside the box and challenge a few people, and they did the rest.
That's what you call good leadership, my friend.
If you call it that, then I appreciate the vote of confidence.
Okay, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm very, very honored and humbled to serve as your president for 2012. And I appreciate the confidence that you have already shown with your support. I want to thank Eugene. His dedication and his leadership this past year has been outstanding. I truly feel the Chamber has benefited greatly from his hard work and his vision. We've seen positive strides made this past year in our economic growth in Tullahoma. Our community has welcomed several new businesses, expansions, and a lot of new small businesses as well. We want to continue to do that, and the Chamber Board will also continue to support the city and our community leaders. With the door being shut on 2011, it is now time to focus on our goals for 2012. Our first priority is membership and recruitment. The Chamber is the front door to our community and a vital part of our city. Therefore, why not showcase its assets and let it work for us? We want to ensure that every business in Tullahoma is a Chamber member. Although our membership is extremely strong, just think of the possibilities we could accomplish if every business were a Chamber member. Let's work together as a team and try to get this done for 2012. Second, are you familiar with the CEO Creating Educational Opportunities Program? If you're not, you're missing out on a tremendous opportunity. This is a way that your business can get involved with the schools. It's been in existence for 20 years. I'm fortunate to say that I've been involved with it for 19 years and have enjoyed it immensely. You can give back to your community as well as you may just be leading the future leaders of Tullahoma. In closing, I would like to stress that your Chamber Board of Directors, along with Diane and her staff, are always there for you. We are always open to your comments and your suggestions and look forward to anything that you have to give us to help us at the Chamber. We all have a common goal in Tullahoma. We want to live in a wonderful community with thriving businesses, with wonderful, positive people, that everyone is happy and we have our families. I urge everyone to get involved. Let's make a difference together and continue to be Tennessee's rising star.
Okay, the next award we would like to recognize is a service award. And as with any organization, the dedication and commitment that you have from your staff and your employees is extremely critical to the success of the operation. And at the Chamber, we are blessed with the fact that we have an employee who has just recently celebrated her 20th year with the Chamber. I promise you, for any of you that have ever done any of this kind of work, you will recognize immediately that she is very patient, that she is very organized, because I don't think otherwise that she would have been able to maintain for 20 years. And she's also very flexible because she can move forward. It would be a tough organization to run without the hard work and the continued dedication of Becky Moffitt. So we'd like to ask her to come forward and accept her. while you're here, you will step over to the seat, and I will call.
Each year, the President has an opportunity to issue what's called the President's Award. And had several candidates that came to mind. Jen argued, of course, because she told me that this would be a wonderful year and that she would stand there with me. She did. She came to just about every single meeting and appreciate that. Jeff Fishman is a great supporter. Frida Watts as far as the golf tournament. Kimberly, your support is welcome in the charter. But when it's all said and done, I told Diane, she said, we're not going to have a President Award this year. And one great reason, because the person that I want to recognize is someone who's always in the shadows. This person is always the last one to be served. And my Rotarian brothers, we know about service before itself. My Rotarian brothers, let me get a hoo-ah out there. Yeah. This person is always serving others. And if you've ever been to the chamber, you know who I'm speaking of, and that's Becky Parker. She gets the President Award.
The next award we would like to move on to is the Ambassador of the Year Award. The members of the Chamber's Ambassador Program are official representatives of the TACC, and they have a very special mission as our ambassadors. Our Ambassador of the Year recipient is also a very special individual. The ambassadors are representatives of all of our local businesses who are chamber members and who have selected individuals to represent their company as an ambassador on the programs that we do, not only meeting and greeting people monthly at the coffees, but participating in special projects along with visiting with brand new businesses that come into the community. They are the official hood ornament of the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce. The Ambassador of the Year Award, I will ask Kimberly Lush of Charter Communications to come forward and accept the Ambassador of the Year Award. A few words to say.
Well, thank you very much to everyone here tonight, and to Diane, Becky, and Kristen at the chamber. 2011 was definitely a trying year for me personally, but I had two goals last year when I saw Hope up here, and I wanted to have a really nice pair of heels on tonight. How do you hope? Did I do good? They're not as tall as yours. And I wanted to focus on professional. I'm very honored. Thank you very much. And I look forward to 2012.
Thank you. We want to try and show appreciation and gratitude by nominating Rock 10 as the Business Partner of the Year. If I could have Jim Vance and Renee King of Rock 10 to come forward, and let's give them a big round of applause. All right, let's just pose this way.
It's been a wonderful program that we have been involved in since I've been in town, which has been 16 years. I'm not personally that active in it, but I have supported Renee and the rest of the team that does spend a lot of time in East Lincoln, and it's been very, very wonderful. And I know that it's been possible for the kids and for to bring it forward. So thank you all very much.
2011 Clyde Phillips Men's Store Business of the Year is Hardin Regional Medical Center. I'm not finished saying all the great things I want to say. First of all, the Chamber could not do a third of the programs that we do without the continued support of Hardin Regional Medical Center. Our community could not support a third of the things that we do without the support of Hardin Regional. Not only are they supportive, but they lead the way. And these are the kind of things that you appreciate. Their dedication, you can call on them at any time. And as I say, they're busy 24/7, but they make time to show up, they make time to be a part of the community, and we do greatly appreciate that. So now, if you will, we'll have Tracy Byers here, COO of Hardin Regional Medical Center, and Tara Boland, CNO of Hardin Regional Medical Center. If you will give them a big round of applause as the 2011 Business of the Year.
It's truly an honor to accept this on behalf of Hardin and its employees. I'm originally from Nashville, Tennessee, and have been out of the area up until last year when I was able to move back to Tullahoma, Tennessee. And I've truly realized in that year what a special community this is and what a special hospital Hardin is and the relationship it has with the surrounding community. So we truly appreciate this. And in 2012 and beyond, we will continue to be the leader in the region as far as healthcare in this area.
This year at Christmas, she made her services and the restaurant available to help feed 200 individuals who came into the restaurant and 250 meals that were delivered around town. Many of you in this crowd were a part of that team that helped to deliver those meals. These are just a few examples of the kind, selfless, and humble nature of Gloria, and they don't go unnoticed. But most of all, I feel for this reason, we want to honor her as the Extra Miler of the Year, and I'd like to ask Gloria Dameron to come forward. I won't ask you to say anything, Gloria, just if you'll come forward and accept this award. On behalf of the Chamber, Extra Miler of the Year, Gloria Dameron. Thank Evelyn Curley for all of her help with that. And Gloria, thank you for all that you did. Please join me as I invite Steve Coe to come to the stage and honor him as the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce 2011 Citizen of the Year. Thank you for all you do. And I'm sure they'd love to hear a little something from you.
It's not often you catch me speechless. This is one of those times. You know, 35 years ago, we wanted to move to Tullahoma. I thought we'd be here a couple of years. But you welcomed us into this town, and we have loved every minute of it. And I've changed careers 4 times to stay here. Tullahoma is a special place. We have so much to offer. And it's my honor to accept this award tonight on behalf of the citizens of Tullahoma who have been so supportive. It's a wonderful community. Thank you so much for this honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have Renee King, the new president of the Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations, dear. It's been a wonderful night.
It has. It's been a really wonderful night. We've had a wonderful attendance. I think everybody's had a great time, had a lot of award winners. It's been a really, really good. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to serve our community and be able to see what we can do this next year.
Well, you've served for so many years, and I'm glad that you're finally in a position that you can sort of maybe take the lead a little bit and have some direction. What are some of the directions that you want to head this year?
Well, two main goals of mine this year, and that is to increase our membership. I really do feel like that we need to have more membership involved. I would like to have all the businesses involved, and that was a goal of Eugene's last year, and I want to carry that forward. We have grown a lot. We've got a lot of new businesses in town, so I'd just like to get them on board. And the CEO program is very near and dear to my heart, and I really want to get more of the businesses involved with that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations. It's a wonderful night.
Thank you.